Good morning, everyone. Today is almost Friday. It's Thursday, August 7th, and today we will cover the trades for YieldMax funds, TSLY, CONY, Nvidia, Misty, SMCY, and PLTY. Okay, PLTY. So, just pulling up little pre-market action here, MicroStrategy on the up and up. Not much. Again, it's just chilling, It's up 0.45%. So, yeah, let's get to the trades, man. Let's see what we're doing. Let me make this a little bigger here. There you go. Bring it up a little bit. All right. So here is the download of the intraday trades, and there were many, as always, obviously. And of course, yes, Misty had trades, but again, very simple day, and I love it. I love it. So what did they do? Buy to close, 54 cents. Obviously, that's a win, right? Winning trade. Buy to close, 61 cents, winning trade. All right. And then they opened a new trade in the same week. And guess what? You see they closed 2,500, added it back, right? Closed 2,500, added it back. But they also decided to add 2,000 to the mix because they had it, right? They did, as you may recall, they're only selling calls on a proportion of the synthetic currently. So they could always add more, at a certain point. And by the way, if you're here, if you're listening live on, I saw YouTube was working, right? The sound. If you're on X, please confirm the sound. It would be greatly appreciative. All right, so let's get to the Misty files up in her and see how we doing. Well, again, no synthetic action, but again, we got 5 synthetic tabs here, as you can see. Again, if you're new to the channel, I know it's a lot. There's a lot of tabs on the spreadsheet, and it's a monster of a monster. So I'll try to go slow. But no, if you have questions, feel free to let me know. So I'm just going to skip through the synthetics because they did not do anything with the synthetics yesterday. So we'll go right to the weeklies tab, and let's just check out the price movement. Again, yesterday was August 6th. MSTR, it went up 2.12%. MSTY went up 2.07%. So, I mean, you really can't complain about that. That's honestly like that's a perfect day, right? I'll take it, man. Again, we're still in the $18 range, which it is what it is, man. My Discord link has expired. Yeah. So who wants the Discord link? I don't know. We'll worry about that at the end of the video. Let's see. IV, let's see, went from 55 to 54. 30-day IV today is 52. 7-day IV, it's looking up, baby. That's what matters now, 63%, because that should be more than likely what they're trading options on going forward. So we like to see that. All right. All right, let's go. And I'm just going to show you head to the top and show you what they closed out. So as you may recall, there was 2,500 contracts. They added to 5,000, obviously. Math in it here, right? In the end, it averaged to be, you can see the formula I have to do up here. I'm showing what they paid for each divided by the number of contracts divided by 100 shares. And they paid 58 cents per share, all right? And they originally got 427 to open that trade. So if you scroll to the right, you could see, okay, the credit they got when they opened it, 2.1 mil. What they paid yesterday to close it, 287,000. In the end, they made 1.8 mil. So again, that's the net profit on that trade, which is, pretty damn sweet. Someone made a comment not that long ago to remove some columns, which I probably should. I really don't talk about yield. I don't talk about daily yield, annualized yield. So I know it's in the works. I gotta do something, but we'll get to it. And then if you scroll down here, yes, here's where they added the new positions. They're all 390 though. They're not getting creative or nothing. They're just like 390, 390, 390. And 390 is an aggressive play for sure. Only 1.72% out of the money. So we'll see if we'll see how that goes. All right, outstanding shares. We actually had a decrease of 400K, and whatever, right? It happens. People selling out. It's all good. All right, so let's go to the recap. And we're at Misty, Price 1873, MSTR 383.41, 30-day IV 52%, 7-day IV 63%, outstanding shares 302 mil, total net income 56 mil, total distribution 19 cents so far, total daily income 2 cents a day. The daily yield is 0.1%, and if you annualize that sucker, 36%. Hey, not bad, buddy. You got it. All right, here we are. Now we're talking about the MSTR funds. We're going to compare and see how the other funds did, how the gang did. I haven't checked if MSTR bought Bitcoin, but if anyone knows, please feel free to chime in. But when they do, obviously, I added here to the left to see, how much Bitcoin they own. Because again, if we're investing in Misty, we have to follow what MSTR is doing. We want to make sure they're still buying their Bitcoin, right? I don't know how, they got to bring in more money, obviously, each time, but they buy a lot each time. All right, MSTR, again, they went up 2.12% yesterday. Misty, as we know, went up 2.07%. Winter, not too bad. It only went down 0.75%. Again, Winter is an inverse fund of, for MSTR, in case you're not, in case you're new. IMST, they went up 2.05%. And we got MST went up 3.5%, and MS2 went up 2.69%, and then MSTW went up 2.75%. The winner is actually MST, and I know, again, we know there a lot of these are really, they're not similar. The most similar funds are MSTY and IMST. If you want to compare, other funds, I mean, MSTW's, it's in a boat of its own because it's only leverage. MS2 and MST, they both have leverage, but they both sell covered calls. So maybe those are comparable. But still, they're different. Their strategy is slightly different. So you have to, always keep that in mind. I just have it on here because, they all cover or track MSTR and they're income funds. So I think it's a good, I don't know. I think it's good to look at. Reaction. Oh, yeah, I never fixed the size of this, but 20. I know that you probably hurts your eyes. What's 20? To me, I want MSTY to get back to 20. It's the battle to 20. And I know the freaking font sucks right now with this. Here, let me fix it for you right now. There you go. So we have 20 days till the next declaration too. That was not, that was a coincidence. But we also want to hit 20. We want Misty to hit 20. So, let's do it. I know we did MSTR to behave. I get it. I don't care. I want Misty I want my Misty at 20. 20. All right. Anyway, let's keep going. All right. Payment information. Let's see what we got. Let's zoom back to 200%. Again, this is for the current 4-week cycle. We have a synthetic income of 47 mil. We have a weekly income of 56 mil, total net income 103 mil. And that's a net income per share of 34 cents. All right. So let's scroll down and just check out what the Rotometer is doing. It's got all the numbers down here, So our weeklies are producing 19 cents per share. Our extrinsic 20 cents. Our total income 34 cents. Our IVs, they're finally varying. 30-day IV showing a 75-cent payment. 7-day IV 91 cents. And the gains, unfortunately, there are none, brah. You got to pump some iron a little more. Maybe you get some gains, but there is none right now. Looking a little flabby over here, but we'll get there. All right. So how's Misty doing? Well, let's see, man. Let's see. Again, we got these 5 synthetics. MSTR price sits at what? 383. 383 is under everything except the 375. So these synthetics, yeah, they're struggling a bit. But as you know, MSTR took that dive and it's slowly maybe recovering. I don't know. We'll see in due time. But how are our covered calls doing? Well, let's see. We got a 390. That is the lowest strike price currently, 1.72% out of the money. The highest strike is 402.50, 4.98% out of the money. So they are still scattered to do, but it's kind of tight. So again, MSTR, we look at the pre-market, we're up almost 1%, 387, approaching the 390. Again, perfect scenario, just We end Friday just under that 390. That's a perfect scenario. But again, if we go to 392, great. 395, great. You know, it'll be fine. But I'm just trying to explain the absolute perfect scenario would be that. All right. So if we go down here, this is where we got all the fun. The value of the Misty fund is 5.6 bill. Are we still having Discord problems? Can does that link work for whoever asked for it? If not, I'll attach it when I get in a second. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. All right. So the NAV 1873 trade price, same. All right. Synthetics again. This is how much they're worth each. So as you can see, they're not really. None of them are really worth a damn, except the 375 is worth a penny per share. But again, MSTR tanks, so Misty went down with it. So we'll see. Synthetic contract, 147,000. Total contract selling calls, 80% now. All right. It went up a little bit because, again, they added the 2,000 contracts yesterday. So, and then we have the credit call spread. So they bought the calls for the protection on the insurance, and that's 63% of the 80%. All right. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, we will do our best to try again tomorrow. All right, IMST, they did something a little different. Again, but we're just going to look at this Friday's play. They got an 8-8 expiration. How's that doing? Is it going to win? It's 10% out of the money, so I would say so. But you never know. We got 2 trading days. We'll see how that goes. They did add new calls, it looks like, for next week. How do I know that? Well, if I scroll down here, again, I do the addition. The total synthetics they total 1,791. They're selling covered calls now on 100% of the position, so that's pretty new. I haven't seen them do that yet, at least since I've been covering it. So, you know, I guess they're going for the gold, baby. All right, the value of the IMST fund, if you're curious, 69 mil. The price sits at 45. MS2 is same, right? Did they change anything? Again, I don't know. I don't know. But they're selling calls again that expire tomorrow, 3 and 6% out of the money. So they're doing all right. Again, this is a really I like I'm not gonna lie, I do like the rec shares fund. So I think it's a good strategy. It works really well on certain funds. One of which I'm going to cover soon. I'm actually going to make a video on one of the funds, not MS2, another one. So you'll see. All right. So again, they sell covered calls on 50% of the position. Their fund is a $13 million fund. All right, and the price sits at 23.25. MS2, I'm not covering, but they did declare. So I just want to mention that they did declare. What the heck did I do? 18 cents. This was on the 5th, I think, though. And that is a 80% yield for that. MSTW, they still haven't added swaps. Again, I'm just waiting till they add swaps so I can show you what it's going to look like. They're still just holding a long call and owning the underlying. Again, the underlying, I'm guessing, is, the other funds hold 20% underlying, 100% swap position, but whatever. All right, video question. I do have a video question. Ready? All right, let me scroll down and see if I can get it in the picture. All right, this is from the man, by the way. Kieran is the man, in case you didn't know. Very generous, kind person. Video question. All right, this is a long question. Hold on. Let me get a sip of coffee for this. All right. In the early part of the video during Misty, you talked about why it's not important when they close out the synthetic, for example, the 385 with 2,000 contracts that they did at a loss, but they had done it. But had they done it earlier, it probably could have been for a profit. However, if they took it for a profit and it immediately reopened a new one at a higher strike price, they would have paid a pretty penny. Well, not necessarily. Like if it was at the money, it would have been kind of at the, the typical going rate. It depends where they opened that new position, right? But let me continue. But at the same time, the synthetic does carry value as being a gold digger or bailout. I love we always use the proper terms here, proper definitions in the options world. I mean, its main function is to track the underlying price, but at what point does it matter when it comes to avoiding being a terrible gold digger or cashing out big time on a bailout? That's where I'm a little confused. All right. Yeah. So again, it's just, let me try to think the best way to explain it. Let me go to the holdings. So let's just look at the 375, right? So actually, what is the price of MSTR? Let's see. It's at 385, right? So if they close the 375, right, today, right now, they could make $2.4 million between, obviously the put costs 6 mil and then the call is going to cost 8 mil. So they would net $2.4 million realized income. Keep in mind the ETF, the price is already reflected in the ETF because, as you know, the market value, calculates the NAV, and the NAV is the price, right? Essentially. So when they close this position, the same time, again, it's like think of I don't know if you guys know what a rolling order is, but they'll do a buy to close on the put, and then they'll sell the call. So that's 2 transactions, and they'll add 2 more transactions, right? They'll sell a put, and then they'll buy a call. So they'll have 4 transactions now at once at the same exact time. So if they decide to roll this 375 to a 385, right? And they closed it out, they cashed out. Okay, great. They made money on the 375 and they started the new position at the money 385. Whatever movement happens from that point on, it doesn't matter. If it goes up, the 385 will benefit just as the 375 would have. If it goes down, then obviously the 385 will go down. You have to think of the entry point of when they open that position, because that's, whether they move up or down, they're going to move, it's from that entry point. So again, they have so many damn synthetics. It's really hard to explain simply, but again, as soon as they close one, they're going to open a new one, unless people are buying and selling out of the fund enough that they have to actually add new shares or remove new shares. That's different. But when they do, create new positions from the old, it's at the same time. They're not closing positions and waiting. There's no strategic part for that. But so they're always a 1-to-1 plus or minus movement in the underlying. So I don't know. I don't see Kieran here. Hopefully that made sense. If not, I'll find a better example in another video. All right, so let's get to the other trades. Let's get to the fun. Let's get to T to the S to the L to the Y, TSLY. All right, where are you? There you are, buddy. How you doing? Oh, what in the hell? 862 buy to close. Yeah, that one hurt. They closed a 312.50. Okay, that one took a whooping there. All right, buy to close here, 848. Oh boy. All right, so they got blown through on those suckers, and they opened a new trade for the same week. Okay, 327.50. All right, down here, same thing, 327.50. And here they're adding to the synthetic position. All right, so let's go look at the fund. So how did Tesla do yesterday? Well, why did they get blown through? Well, you guessed right. Tesla went up. Tesla went up 3.5%. TSLY went up 2.29%. Is that a good capture? 65%? No. We won 80. We are greedy bastards. We won at least 80. So come on, Tesla, do better next time. All right. So let's look at the holdings and see how we doing for the rest of the calls. Again, today's Thursday. Tomorrow, all of these calls expire. If they expire next week, I would highlight them in red, and we wouldn't really talk about them because we don't care about next week. We care about the now. So if we look now, we look at the 315 right here. These are in the money, 1.53% in the money. So yikes, 317.50, that's in the money. 320, out of the money by 0.03%. And then all these other suckers are out of the money, but they are scattered, yes. But ooh, Ooh, let's look at the pre-market. That's why we have it open, right? And the winner is, okay, Tesla's still a little green. It's up 0.47%. It's at 321.42, which now goes above this strike, which would put that one in the money. But again, it's pre-market. Who the hell knows what's going to happen? So we'll keep an eye on those for sure. Maybe I'll do a midday update on T to the S to the L to the Y. Well, not midday, but sometime during the day. You guys got to remind me if you want that too. I can't remember everything. All right, so the synthetic sits at 290 and 295. Tesla's at 319. So that synthetic is looking pretty damn sweet. In fact, it's worth 72 cents per share, which is wonderful on a $7 freaking fund. Because the value of TSLY is 1.1 bill and the NAV comes to 756. Wow, it's off 31. Today's ex-dividend date. Yeah, they declared yesterday 30 cents to be exact. I remember that one. And they're off by 31, close enough. Why are they off by 31? Well, look, see this cash? The cash left. So they got to pay us. It's got to come from the cash. So if the cash goes away, this number decreases, which this number decreases. So the NAV is 756. 787 is the closing trade price as of yesterday. So that's why we show the actual drop in the distribution. Okay? Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. All right. So the 30-day IV of Tesla is 44%. 7-day forward IV, 48%. 26 to 28 cent guesstimate for the next time around. 4 weeks away. We got plenty of time. No need to talk about that. Income estimate, I'll update that soon. Group A will declare again on September the 3rd in 27 days. All right. I don't think Nvidia had a trade, or Nvidia, I should say. So let's go to double check it, though. Again, you never, I was rushing this morning, so it's very possible I missed something. And I was late, as you guys saw. Thank you for being very patient, not yelling at me. All right. So there's a gap, right? No Nvidia there, so it's not there. All right, they didn't have trades. That's fine. They don't have to have trades. So what did Nvidia do yesterday? It went up 0.65%. And Nvidia went up 0.79%. All right. So obviously that's a fantastic day for Nvidia. You know, we'll take it, man. We'll take it. We like these like nice and slow, gradual up days. All right. Now let's look at the calls. Let's see where they stand heading into the week. Again, we got today, we got tomorrow, we got 2 days. Are we going to win our trades? Well, it's a close one. The 180, that's the lowest strike, 0.32% out of the money. The high strike is 187.50, 4.5% out of the money. So again, we'll keep an eye on that too. Might have to give you an update on that. I'm going to be busy today. All right, synthetic, they have 165 and a 170. Nvidia sits at 179. So is the synthetic pretty? Absolutely. Very pretty. In fact, it's worth $1.29 per share. You're so pretty. You're so pretty. All right. So the Nvidia fund is worth 1.8 billion. The NAV is 1761. Trade price 1762. Let's check out the IVs on Nvidia. 44.5% on the historical 30-day, and then 7-day forward IV only 27%. So a little weak sauce right there. So yeah, I don't know, man. Again, but I'm not even. Again, we typically use that to calculate what the income estimate, what the estimate could be for the distribution. However, we have actually earned a realized income per share of 273, and they declare next week. This is the last week we'll count the money into this number, but we don't need any more money. We made enough. We made 273. If they pay that, that's a 201% yield. They're not paying that, so don't get your hopes up. They may pay half of that, which could be 100% yield. I don't know. We'll see, though. We'll see. All right, so that's the update on Nvidia nerds. Now, CONY. Nah. All right, so CONY's been getting beat down left and right. Let's see if they had any good news. Let's see if they had any trades. Yes, they did. Okay, here we go. All right, buy to close, 14 cents. All right, that's a successful win. Wow, look at that strike. 337.50. The current price 303. I mean, they won that trade. By the close 18. Yeah, they won all that trades because they're getting murdered. They're going down, 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 and they're just getting beat up. All right. So the good part is when they sold their covered calls, before that, right? They made money. It's almost nearly 100% profit, and they closed it on the Wednesday, right? So that's a good thing. They actually made 5.5 million in some premium yesterday. So again, good thing. How did Coin do yesterday? Guess what, baby? They said, we going up, son. We going up. They went up 1.84%. So how you doing? CONY went up 1.69%. That is a 91% capture. All right. 91. All right. So we're good. CONY heads are happy. In fact, they're so happy, they're telling you, they do that when they're happy. They do that when they're mad. We can't really tell what the nah means, You just got to kind of figure it out. Okay, here we go. You ready? All right, here's the calls for the rest of the week. 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11% out of the money. Are these safe? Maybe. Lowest strike, 317.50. Highest strike, 337.50. They have calls for next week. As you can see, they're in red, but we don't care about those at the moment. We're worried about this week, 1 week at a time. We'll see how it goes. All right, how is their synthetic doing? Not good. Not the good at all. It's a 320. Coin is at what, 303? Is it a gold digger? I mean, it's what, 112. Yeah, man. Combination. Well, it's all added down here. It's 58 mil. I won't sing for them today, but they are pretty much borderline gold. When do they expire? I guess that's the real question. Okay, yeah, exactly. So we have time. They expire 9/19 or 10/17. If this was an August expiration, I'd probably be singing "She Took My Money," if you know what I mean. But I didn't. I didn't do it. Just for you guys. All right. The value of the CONY fund, 1.2 billion. The NAV, 708. Trade price around the same. 30-day IV, 55%. 7-day forward IV, 66. 30 to 36 cent range on the guesstimate there, but they don't declare for another 13 days on August 20th. Their income estimate is pretty ugly, but again, we don't, whatever. Is it going to recover by the time we declare? Probably not, but we'll keep an eye out for that. All right, SMCY. So before we get into SMCY, we're going to talk about ULTI. All right, I'm continuing my coverage on ULTI's SMCI position because again, I thought it was important to track it. I didn't know it was going to happen, right? But I thought, I wanted to see how the defensive position works. So again, we captured the holdings, right? As of 8/5. This was before the earnings, right? So I can highlight this, whatever, yellow. No, we already have yellow in the picture. How about orange? So this was the put. They had a 44 and a 45, right? It totaled 11,831 contracts. That day, they took those 11,831 contracts and they closed it out. They sold these puts and they got a credit, but they bought new puts with a higher strike to capture, in case, because obviously they were expecting maybe, it'll give them more protection if SMCI tumbles on earnings. Okay, how much did they pay for this? Individually, 1.5 million. They paid for those puts. Okay, continuing on, right? So here's the, the new positions. What was it? 11,831 at the 52, right? So that's the new position. It's sitting there. Great. So these are the holdings. What did I do? These were the holdings as of 8/6. So again, they held them until, yesterday, not yesterday. Yesterday. But that was the open yesterday. But then yesterday's trades, I downloaded them right here. You can see they sold that put 11,831 contracts, $52 strike. They sold it and they cashed that baby out. How much? They made 6.2 mil. So again, all in all, for that quick move, again, paying 1.5 mil to buy those puts right before earnings. The next day, selling it for 6.2 mil. They cashed out and they made $4.7 million in that one day. Again, just for, you know, they did have puts. So their existing puts were going to make money. But they decided, all right, let's cash these out because, in fact, the day of earnings before the market closed, SMCY went down. So those puts were a little valuable then. So they sold them and they decided to buy a put at a higher strike. And it was well worth it. So, again, this is why YieldMax has been doing good. This is just one position in YieldMax. And it turns out the move, again, that they made was great. We didn't know, right? Who knows? It could have went the other way. But, you know, it would have been fine because we're holding the underlying, right? We're holding the underlying and it would have captured the upside there. So, again, great. I thought it was a great play. So I thought, again, I didn't know what was going to happen. I'm just got lucky and they did what I was hoping they would do. And now here are the new positions. Again, this is the as at holdings for SMCI now, right? They have, you know, they own the underlying. They're selling calls and yes, they're buying puts again, but now at 41 and 43. So yeah, man. Again, I just think YieldMax is an interesting fund. So I figured, like I said, I'll cover like bits and pieces if I see it's worthy. All right, but anyway, SMCI. Oh my god. If they were a conehead, they'd be neighing all day. But the suckers are not happy about this. Oh my goodness. Oh, SMCI went down 22.38%. SMCY went down 20%. Hey man, we knew it. We saw it. It was showing. No protective puts on SMCY, unfortunately. But again, they do make money on the calls on the way down, at least. All right, so did we? No, I didn't look at the trades. Let's go to SMCY. CONY was yesterday. I guess today is SMCY. All right, so they did a lot of buy, call, sell, put. All right, adding to the synthetic, closing out synthetics, buy to close put, selling call. They made a little money on the synthetic, and then okay, so they just moved the date. In fact, they didn't change the strike; they just moved the date. And then they're look at they're closing their calls penny, 4 cents, penny. Yeah, they won their trades, but their synthetic is getting whooped. And it was a good move to just move the date, right? Buy to close penny, buy to close 2 cents. All right, they made 1.5 mil for the day. All right, so let's go to the SMCY holdings. All right, so what do we got? We got cover calls for this week. Yeah, 63 strike, 34% out of the money. I gotta look at the pre-market. There we go. Little recovery here. Yeah. 1.15%. So they're at 47.33. Is this strike safe? Yes, it is, because it's 34% out of the money. In fact, if they closed it right now, it'd cost a massive penny. They're just keeping it just in case, right? Because even if it goes to freaking 50, they'll still probably pay a freaking penny. You know, they got this thing to capture. This thing is fine. This thing is all good. It's these suckers we got to worry about now for next week. I know they're next week. We shouldn't talk about them, but I don't know, man. This 2%er, we can recover that in a freaking day on this fund. So that thing's in danger. These all are probably in danger. But again, we'll see in due time. All right. So how's their synthetics doing? Well, again, they got the 45. They just moved it out in expiration. And they got the 60, which is getting destroyed. All right. Why? It's at 81. The lady wants 81. And what do we got down here? The dude's got 6 mil. So, yeah, man, it expires 9/19. But, yes, it's a gold digger. The gold digger is unaffordable. So, man, she taking my money. All right. So, the value of the SMCY fund is 320 mil. The NAV is 1721. Trade price, 1722. 30-day IV, 65%. 7-day forward IV, 98%. So, I mean, that's Good. That's a very big gap. Income estimate 391. They declare in 20 days. But again, this is a hell of a freaking fun. This thing is a roller coaster. Yeah. And in case you forgot, this fund launched at 50. But you know, the underlying has had a lot of trouble since then. So it's just the IV is fantastic. It's just the underlying what happened on the earnings? I mean, damn. But can they get back to 20? I don't see why not. Like if anyone can get back to 20, it's them with this freaking IV. Look, 98% forward IV. Pfft, bring it, son. Bring it. But hopefully we can capture most of that. We'll see. We'll see what. Yeah, I trust it will recover at some point here. All right. Anyway, let's go to PLTY. Yeah. All right. Where you at? Did you have trades? Of course you freaking did. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't everyone have trades, right? It's a busy day. All right. Buy to close. Oh my goodness. 1426. That got destroyed. Don't you can ignore these colors. That's from a previous day. I just never eliminated them. In fact, hold on here. Highlight that. It's annoying me. There you go. 1426 destroyed. 998 destroyed. 1249 destroyed. 963 destroyed. So yeah, their covered calls got blown through. They cashed them suckers out. Well, they paid them out, and they opened new positions for either this week or some next week, it looks like. But they $22 million loss for the day. So it happens. Let's look at the PLTY movement yesterday and Palantir movement. Went up 3.49% and PLTY went up 2. So that is only and not even a 60% capture. So we may cry a little inside for that one. All right, so let's look at the trades here. Oh, we got some 815s. I got to highlight them red. This is where I was running last minute on the video. Okay, there you go. Wonderful. All right, so how are their calls doing for this week? Not good, man. Not good. They have a 172.50 left over. It's 3%, almost 4% in the money. Is Palantir coming back down today to reality? Let's see. What is reality for them? Nobody knows, right? This thing moves like a maniac. Wow, it's still green. This thing is unstoppable. It's up 0.84%, 181.04. Wow, wow, wow. So yeah, this thing's goner. They're going to lose their shirt on that. But it is what it is, man. We'll see. The calls for next week don't look that great either. They are 0 to 3% out of the money. But again, like I said, we'll wait. We got time. Synthetic on paper. This is going to be sweet. Ready? Ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh, thank you, Johnny G. Johnny G reposted the stream. Good man. Yeah, if you're on X, feel free to retweet, or do they call it repost now? The stream. That way your friends and your family can find it, and they can join the party at 6 a.m. in the morning, right? What else are you doing at 6 a.m.? Okay, here we go. All right, PLTY. The value of PLTY is 664 mil. The NAV is, oh my God, $75. Ridiculous. But look at this. This is the beyond the ridiculous. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make this, special looking here and make it shine bright like a diamond. So look at this, man. The synthetic on the paper is worth $17.21 per share. So yeah, I mean, we lost a lot on the calls, but look at our synthetic. It's just sitting there saying, yeah, I'm worth 151 mil, and that comes to $17.21 per share. Wow. Oh wow, Randy. 5 a.m. in Oklahoma. Damn. Good. Thank you for waking up, joining the party. All right. So anyway, 30-day IV 47%, IV 7-day forward IV 50. So even their IVs are, it's okay. It's not fantastic like SMCY, but it's still pretty damn good. But even their IV estimate is still good. Their income estimate is even good. It's at 146, but they declare next week. Now, unless they cash out this synthetic, this is really going to be a tough one, to be honest, for me to guess, because this thing is lingering in my face, 1721, right? And then you got the NAV at 75 bucks. And then you got, you know, these little tiny income estimates. Like, come on, man. What are they going to pay? Am I going to guess $5? I mean, probably. So yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. All right. So yeah, that'll be Sunday morning video. It's always a fun Sunday morning. So hopefully you guys can join then. All right. So that's the oh yeah, no questions on this. Yeah, that's the coverage on the YieldMax funds. So now I'm going to get to my options plays, and if there's any time left over, I'll go through some Q&A. Not looking like there's much time today because I started late. But Misty, so for yesterday, Misty, this is again my options trades that, you know, I just ended the YieldMax coverage. I sold another call. Again, I own 600 shares of Misty. And again, this is an options account. So everything's a freaking option. Nothing is safe. So I sold calls at Misty because it was up a little bit yesterday. I sold a call at 19. I had an 18 call and now I have a 19 call, both of which expire on 8/28, which is 1 day. I'm sorry, 8/29, which is 1 day after the next ex-dividend date. So if these get called away on the Friday, I'll still get paid the distro. But keep in mind, obviously, it will drop on, you know, on ex-dividend day. So they may not get called away. We don't know. But it doesn't matter to me because in the end, I'm still making money. How much did I make yesterday? I made 47 bucks. That's a 40% yield. So yeah, Misty on its own, it yields you about 70, 80%, right? So why not get another 40% on top of that while you're waiting? The other one paid me 64%. So that's how I treat it. I know a lot of people would never give up their Misty, but, you know, I'm not going to fall in love with it. In this account, there is no love. You know, you're not safe. You come and go. All right. So Misty, you can go. I don't care. Bye-bye. Just pay me premium. Or you could stay. All right. Drop down. If you drop down, great. If it goes down to 17, that's okay for me because then these expire worthless. I can sell calls again. So again, hopefully that makes sense. All right. What about TSLL? How they doing? How they doing? Well, yesterday they were up a decent amount. I only sold one covered call, and I wanted to do more, but I did not. All right. So I only sold one call. Again, it was at 11.14, and it was a $13 strike, 16% out of the money. The delta was actually above 0.2. It was at 0.24, and it paid me 30 cents per share or 30 bucks total, and it yielded me 61% on an annualized basis. The expiration date, again, what I'm starting to do is scatter the expirations, but go out a little further, not necessarily the current week or even the week after. I'm going like 2, 3, 4 weeks later. So I put this one to 8/22, and I'm going to color code the various, you know, expiration dates. As far as this Friday is concerned, I do have an $11 you know, call that expires, and this one's in the money. And is it going to get called away? Probably, if I let it go, if I let it be. So I'll just have to make a decision. Will I roll it or will I let it go? To be honest, I might just let it go. It doesn't matter to me. That way I can get more cash in the account, which I do need, 1,100 bucks, which I know it's not a lot of money, but still, yeah, we'll take what we can get, right? All right, so that's the update on TSLL. Again, to real quick recap, I own how many shares? I own 800 shares. 600 of them have covered calls. 200 of them do not. And how much did I make this week so far? Let's see the numbers. $58. Woohoo! Oh, I'm breaking the bank there, right? But don't worry, I made all my money on TNA this week because I did aggressive. I only did two trades this week on TNA, and they expire this week too. But they were aggressive calls, and it turns out they're looking like they're going bye-bye. Pre-market on TNA is up almost 3%. So these things are pretty much goners. At the time, they were pretty much at the money, 33, 34. Obviously, TNA, you know, I'm not going to pull it up on the screen, but pre-market shows 36 bucks. So these are pretty much going to go bye-bye on Friday, unless I roll one, or I'm not going to roll both of them. I may roll one of them just to capture a little bit more before we say bye-bye. And then, hey, maybe it'll get assigned early. And then great. And then I'll get the cash and the premium, right? I also have, I can't forget, again, purple alert, 33 and a 32. These look to be safe now. These are way out of the money. These are probably going to expire worthless. So that'll be just fine too. All right. So again, no trades yesterday for TNA, but I didn't need to because I already hit my quota for the week. So here's the recap on TNA. I own 600 shares, 400 have covered calls, 200 uncapped doodah, which means I could sell calls on 200 still. How much did I make on TNA this week? $205. So total weekly income, I've made $310 for the week. My goal is $224, which obviously I have exceeded by $85. So that's pretty much my update on my options trades. Nothing too crazy. I don't think, did I have a question? Let me check. No. All right, no questions. But again, and for those of you new to the channel, I love trading options myself. I love covering funds that trade options too. I mean, it's exciting actually. You learn a thing or two. But I do love trading options myself. And my strategy in particular is just going to be trading options on triple leverage index funds. Why triple leverage? Well, because the premium is sweet. Very, very risky, of course. I know. But I don't care. It pays me a pretty premium. And that way, I don't have to worry about the freaking underlying because they have so many damn underlyings underneath, each index. However, yes, I do trade TSLL, but Tesla, again, it's its own beast. People love options on Tesla, and I love options on TSLL because I'm broke ass and I can't afford Tesla. So I trade on TSLL, which happens to be double leverage, right? Double leverage, double the premium. So again, that's kind of like, I don't really trade anything else. Right now, I'm only trading TSLL and TNA. And of course, Misty, if you want to count that, but that's pretty much it. What can you say? All right, I'm just going to go to the comments, and that's the update. Let's see what we got here. I heard people bitching about Discord. Did they get the link? Let's see. Let me get the link in case. Where is it? Invite people. Copy. Here we go. All right, there's a link. It works. It should work. So for anyone who wants to join the Discord, it's in the live chat on YouTube, of course. That link's expired? No, that link can't be expired. It's literally a fresh link. Edit invite link. I don't know. Yeah, this one expires now in 7 days. Should work, man. Should work. All right. So what else? You guys got any questions, or should we just wrap it up and get our asses to work? Except Brother AB, of course. He don't work. He's on Saturday schedule. Just going backwards a little bit. I don't see anything. All right, I think we're caught up. So it worked? C-Car? Hopefully it did. That early, what, work? Yeah, always. He's a lazy ass now, just sitting playing video games, eating crap, unfortunately. But hopefully he's healing. Follow-up is today. Yeah, today. Yeah, today's Thursday. Yeah. Don't tempt me, Brother AB. I will. I'm very close. Let's see. Accept. You have been invited. Accept link. I don't know what that means. Can you drop SMCY for Hoi? The problem is there's a lot of SMCY suckers out there, and they would kill me if I dropped SimC. So that's why I said when I get 40,000 subscribers, I'll cover Hoi. I know it's more work, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I like covering SimC. I got to be honest. It is super fun to cover. It may be the smallest of the bunch, but it is one that just keeps it interesting. Not gonna lie, like Nvidia, pretty boring. It's like the new AMZ. Remember, I used to cover AMZ. AMZ was freaking real lame. I like the ones that are just so, like, the vol is so crazy. Like TSLY is always nuts, right? Because Tesla is crazy. Coinbase, forget it. It's just, it moves like a maniac. So those are fun. You know what I mean? And obviously, you know MSTR, but I don't know. We'll see. We gotta take a vote or something. I don't work unless my hobbies and Discord open for you. Good. Yeah, you have to verify yourself, just so you know. We're on lockdown now. You know, we're cleaning spammers out. We had enough. Again, I want to keep the Discord free as long as possible. So you're gonna have to, if you're new to the Discord, or if you don't have an existing role, you have to get verified. If you don't want to get verified, if you don't want to answer the questions, you don't have to, but you're not going to be able to get into the other channels. It's just going to be part of the process. MJ is waiting for you to meet, waiting for you to join the rest of us. Yeah, believe me, I just have to plan it out. I already said to myself, I'm going to come up with a long-term plan, which I'm thinking this year or next year. I don't know, but I have to really be smart about it. But at the same time, again, you guys know I have the YouTube, you know, I'm trying to build this out, and I can't really build it out more than I am now because I'm limited on time. But I'm just thinking, if I have an extra 40, 50 hours a week, how much more could I do? I'll never know unless I take that plunge, right? That's the thing I got to think about. Try again this weekend. Okay. Just call me a sucker. Yeah, we're all suckers. Hooey hollerers. Oh, man. Come on, Brandon. You could do better than that. Hooey hollerer. Hooly hooligans, or hooly brothers, or hooly maniacs. Yeah, see, Sunita likes SimC, so you don't mess with her. You know? I love my aunt. Yeah, so you were probably the ones that were pissed when I dropped it, right? How many for 4,000 subs? 4,000, what? 4,403. Okay. 4,403 subs needed to get to the Hui coverage. All right. BTC is starting a morning pump now. Okay. Okay, Cletus. We like that. Let's see. Oh, 116. Yeah. Thank you for that, Randy. That's good stuff, brother. All right. Let me look at my other screen. MSTR, how you doing? Ooh, up 1.62. All right, let me keep scrolling. The Discord is fine. I joined. Good job, Vlade. If you retire early, you got to cover your bases. Oh, yeah, for sure. When's your next update? Retire abroad. I'm watching you now, so I've got to see your updates on your journey. I know you're hesitant to share certain information, which I don't blame you, but which I am too, you know. But C-Car guy, I tried to verify. I have been a member for a year, and they kicked me out over the weekend. Did they actually ban you, or were you being a smartass? We don't ban people usually unless you're a spammer. You must have sounded like a spammer. Okay. Hooey hose? Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, there's Karen. Karen, I answered your question earlier. I hope it helped. If not, you got to let me know. You're famous here, Karen. Most generous man. Brother already told you. Okay. Let's see. It is okay. Don't worry. I'm not offended that you're cheating on me. But no, I want you guys to watch ETF Inspector. All right. Misty is coming up to match. Yeah, Misty in the pre-market is up 1.28%. Not bad, not bad. Okay, we're just catching up on the comments. Up in her. Finally, TNA wakes up. There you go. Yeah, I don't know anything about them. I know I should. But again, who the hell has time? Next update on contract will be over weekend, but no amounts yet until it's over. Okay, yeah, smart move, smart lady right there. But let's see what we got. What monthly YieldMax ETF do you think might behave better if it went? None. Well, again, I don't know. Does that really matter? Think about it, right? It's either they give you the money or they hold the money for the 4 weeks, right? So does it really matter weekly or monthly? Personally, I think certain funds, they work great weekly, either if they're zero DTE funds or if they're a basket. Because if they're a basket, then they're moving stuff in and out all the time, right? Like Ulti, okay, it actually, I guess it makes sense because they got stuff all over the place. They're trading in and out. So it's possible they're making money daily, right? Which means they could pay weekly. You know, I always thought the covered call ETFs like Misty's and the TSLYs, I thought they are fine monthly. And I really think they should stay that way. I just feel like weekly would just disrupt the whole thing because you need cash now on hand and this and that. I don't know. I'm not a. I think the ones that are weekly. That's fine. The ones that are not weekly, I don't really think they should be changed. That's just my opinion. Yeah, man. I told them, slow down a little bit. You're gonna go. You're gonna kill yourself. I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, I covered YieldMax and Defiance daily, 2 videos a day. I don't know how the hell I did that, but I think the trades were a lot easier too. But yeah, always LA, always. I do it. That's what makes the fun of it. Actually, my TSLY was what, 3 cents off, I think. But who cares? Who cares? Wolf says, Retire Broad has some good info. She's all about knowing what she needs to live on. Yep. She's playing it safe. Yeah, where is ETF Inspector? Is he sleeping? All right. Good question. I don't know why they paid 7 cents this go around, to be honest. You know, that was a surprise to me because it was not the MSFO week, right? This time, what they pay? Where is it? I scroll all the way down. Oh, we're at 707. I gotta end this crap. YMAG, 50 cents, right? For the 4 weeks. But if you look, 15, 20, and then 7, and then 7 again. So I don't know, man. It's very confusing. Because last time, the 4th week, they paid 12. The time before that, 17 cents. And the time before that, 19 cents. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with YMAG. It makes you think, like, maybe I should just, instead of the YMAG I own, I should just throw that in YMAX. Because it's doing the same crap anyway. At least, I don't know. Night shift. Oh, boy. That's rough. You remember that? Are you referencing my camping trip? Oh my goodness. On a video, probably. Yes. Daily, no. Unless I get paid. All right. Yes, I know, LA. Come on. Come on. Others probably don't, so they're probably going to yell you, but all right, we're at the end of the comments. Oh yeah. Mike and Venus, did you make your 4,000 hours? And Venus, take my money. There you go. She loves the Gold Digger song. Not many do, but few of you guys love the Gold Digger song. But I think we're at the end of the video. What do you guys think? So I'll leave Bitcoin up as we talk. But as always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. And this video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, then I don't know what to tell you, man. Just come back tomorrow. We'll do our best. In fact, I'll even be on time tomorrow. If you enjoy this content, please hit the like button. If you have questions or concerns, leave them down below in the comments. If you have a question for the video, just type in video question followed by the question. Oh, camper. Yeah, happy camper. Yeah, man. I'm trying to get her back, but it's not easy. I'm working on it. Why? Yeah, I mean, don't they just own the underlying, or did they change things? I don't know. All right, as long as Sunita is entertained, that's what matters, right? What else? What else? That's it, man. Right? Oh yeah, if you want to help support the channel, if you want to help me reach 40,000 subscribers, and so I can cover Hui, then you got to share the channel in the various, with your friends and family in various groups. I don't know, or help out via the like and comment, because I know that helps the algorithms, so they say. If you want to help support the channel, you can join the Wolfpack via the membership option. It says join. What do you get out of it? Right now, mostly are early release videos. Sometimes, I'll post them early for the Wolfpack, and then you get to be in the Wolfpack. Oh, all right. And there's also buy me a coffee. I did set that up because, hey, why not? So if you want to buy me a coffee, I won't stop you. Let's put it that way. All right. Because I love freaking coffee. Not as much as LA. LA loves coffee. Maybe more than anyone I know. But yeah, man, I'm up there though, because I work from home. When you work from home, you drink a lot of coffee. All right. So it's keyword time. So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you gotta say the keyword. What's the keyword, man? I don't know. You guys pick. Sunita, it says join under the video. So if you're watching on YouTube now, it should say join, and it gives you options from there. But the hotel has finally made the morning coffee. You're in a hotel? Nice. So what's the keyword? What's the keyword, man? Anyone? What do you got? We got 690 of you online. Keyword 40K subs. I guess we could do that, brother AB. Yeah, why not? All right. So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you got to type in the keyword down below in the comments, which is 40K subs or 40,000 subscribers, which is, my next goal, right? We want to hit that goal soon. Again, I just do the same daily video, same name, same thumbnail. Does it help myself on YouTube? Probably not. I get, the same people, but I rely on you guys through word of mouth. Obviously when I post a new type of video, yes, of course it helps. But right now I only have time for the morning ones, which, it's been enough. The channel is still growing. I'm not complaining, but 40K seems like so far away. But anyway, that's why it's the keyword. Today's keyword, you have to type it in the comments on X or YouTube, 40K. And by the way, once we hit 40K, you know who we're covering. Hui, the up-and-comer, the fund, the crazy fund, the crazy-ass fund, Robinhood's fund. All right? Anyway, I'm out of here. I got to get my ass to work. I hope everyone has a great day. I just want to say to all 705 of you, I appreciate you being here live. Thank you for watching live. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for all that jazz. And thank you for those that watch later, of course. I try not to get interrupted because I know the people that don't watch live, they want to make sure to just watch and go through it. They're not part of the live conversation. So it's only, I try to keep the comments towards the end, the interactions towards the end. But anyway, I'm out of here. Have a great day. 40K, baby. We got this. 40K.